Visit thriverealestateeducation.com for free video CE. You really can't go wrong. 24/7, 365. Do your CE right online.
Hello, everyone. Jessica Peterson here. I'm a real estate agent out in beautiful, sunny Florida, although today it's a little stormy, right, Karen? We just had that whole conversation.
Right.
And today I'm representing thriverealestateeducation.com. It's free CE for real estate agents out there. And in addition to the free CE, we love to interview some amazing real estate agents out there. For example, Karin. Hey, Karin.
Well, thank you for having me. What a lovely introduction.
Well, I know you and I have been friends for many years, and I love watching your journey and all of your success. So we're just going to dive into it. We're going to talk about some success you've had. I know you're going to have a lot more in the future. You're going to provide so much information, valuable information for every single thriver today, because at the end of the day, we want people to thrive and survive in the real estate market out there. I love your story, how you moved to a new area, you didn't know anyone, right? And you weren't really into the cold calling, the door knocking, and not here saying that's wrong or anything. That just wasn't your style. So you immersed yourself into video marketing, specifically YouTube. Tell us the success you had the first year in business from that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had moved many times over the course of 4 years. And every time I started in a new market, it was back to the drawing board, right? Nobody knows you. You have no market share. You have no name recognition. You have no signs in the dirt. You have nothing. So I started making YouTube videos out of sheer desperation because I had no business. And we moved again. And like 5 days after arriving in Savannah, somebody called me and said, I found your YouTube channel. I've watched all of your videos. I feel like I know you already. We're selling our house in New York. We're moving to Georgia. We want you to help us. And I had that light bulb moment of like, ding, ding, ding. I feel like I know you already. And they chose me out of all the agents that service the Atlanta area because they felt like they knew me already. So first I yelled at him because I had just moved 5 hours away and said, really, you couldn't have called me a month ago. And then I had to refer him out because I moved across the state just the previous week. But he was very disappointed that he and his wife were not going to get to work with me directly. And that was like, that phone call changed my whole life, because when I figured out that they didn't just pick me out of the yellow pages. And when I said, oh, sorry, I moved, they said, okay, next, we'll call the next agent. They were sad that they could not work with me because I didn't live there anymore. And that was a huge eye opener. So when they watch you on video, they feel like they know you already. So I said, okay, I'm going to make one video a week. I'm going to give it 6 months and just see what happens. Because frankly, I got nothing else to do. I'm in a new market again. I have no business. I have no clients. I have nothing. I have a lot of free time. So I'll make one video a week and see what happens. Within 6 months, that's where I was getting the majority of my business from. Within a year, I was going to my broker and said, I am so busy. I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I need help. What do I do? And she said, you've got to form a team. So I hired my first person, and then my second person, then my third person. We're now a team of 5 agents. We do zero outbound prospecting. Every single person that we work with comes to us, and it's freaking amazing.
I love it. So tell us some of your numbers right now, where you're at, because I believe it's a great reason to celebrate.
Oh, thank you. Yes. In the first full year in Savannah, I did 26 transactions, and I think 19 of those 26 I could say directly came from YouTube. The remaining, whatever that is, I don't do math in my head, 7, 8, something like that. They may have seen the videos, but I couldn't trace it directly back to that. The second year in real estate, doing well into 6 figures in GCI. Now that we have this team, we service 3 different areas. We service Savannah, Hilton Head, and Augusta, Georgia. And all 3 of these areas are thriving. And when I sat down to do my taxes for 2020 was the freaking best year I'd ever had in real estate. 3 times over my previous best year.
That's amazing. And you look great too. Love your
Well,
hair.
thanks.
2020 and 2021's been good for you.
You know what? I appreciate that. I decided to, after we were on quarantine for so long and I saw how much gray hair was growing in, I didn't know because I kept coloring my roots. So I didn't realize how bad it was until you can't color your hair for a couple of months. And then after the horror went away, I said, you know what? forget it. I'm just letting it grow out. So I've embraced the fact that I have mostly gray hair at this point. I'm letting it grow out. And the response has been awesome. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
You're rocking it. You're rocking it. Okay. You and I were laughing earlier. We could talk for an hour or more easily about this
Right.
subject and just provide. So we value everyone's time. We're grateful you're here and we want to dive into some really juicy stuff. So number one, why YouTube over, you and I had a conversation over all the other channels out there, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Right.
Why YouTube?
Well, over TikTok, it's because who is the target, who's the most likely viewer of a TikTok video? My 8-year-old son, is he going to do a real estate transaction? No. So I feel like, yes, TikTok is an up and coming platform and you could certainly spend the time to do it. But the people watching the TikTok videos skew much, much, much younger demographically. And if they are not of a legal age to buy or sell a house, like why? So TikTok is not my place. With Facebook and Instagram, it has a shelf life of about 3 or 4 days. You make this awesome video, you get a whole bunch of views right at the beginning, and then it just kind of goes away and that's it, never to be seen again. Whereas YouTube is more of a search engine than a social media platform. And the videos you put on there can be evergreen, meaning they are as relevant a year from now, 2 years from now, as they are right this very minute. And I get leads every single day from videos I made in 2017. So the time that you spend to make a video will be the best return on investment of your time that you could possibly imagine. You spend a couple hours putting together a video, you put it on YouTube, it's bringing you business years from now. You cannot say that about Facebook or Instagram.
So true. I agree with you 100%. What I really like about Facebook, it's the relationship marketing tool, right? That's the secret sauce for there. And with YouTube, alignment with Google, it's a search engine optimization, also known as SEO. So speaking of that for the video, what's some of your secret sauce info? Because you could do a video, and what good use is a video if you have one viewer, right? And it's yourself.
Right,
Not very
right.
exciting. What's your insider info to go ahead and have that be seen?
I really feel like you need to have a specialty for your channel. So who is your ideal client? Do you want to specialize in a type of transaction, a type of property, a type of client? Do you want it to be beach homes or tiny homes or manufactured homes? Do you want it to be people in the military, first responders? Do you want it to be first-time buyers? Do you want it to be seniors who are downsizing? Like, what is the focus of your channel? And I was talking with somebody earlier today who said, I've tried everything on my channel. And it's like, well, that's the problem, is that I come to your channel and I really don't know what it's about. Who is it for? Is it relevant to me? I don't know, because one video is talking to a seller. The next video is talking to a buyer. The next video is talking to an investor. The next video is talking to real estate agents. Like, I don't understand what the channel is about. And therefore I'm not going to subscribe because I can't tell if it has relevant value for me. So if you pick a specialty and you say, I want to be the go-to person for anybody who is moving to the area and wants to buy a condo that they're going to use 3-4 weeks of the year, and I'm going to Airbnb it the rest of the time. So now I have a vacation home, but I'm also making money off of it when I don't live there anymore. That's my target audience. Okay, great. Every single video that you upload to your channel needs to be relevant for that specific person.
Perfect. So tell us about Karen's channel. Who's your ideal customer? What videos are you providing right now?
So I started with military buyers who were relocating to Savannah because they are going to be stationed at Hunter Army Airfield. Very specific. They're military, they're buyers, they're moving here from out of the area. And it was amazing because every single client that we got, like, we knew exactly who we were talking to. So it was easy for us. And at the beginning, it was just me. I knew what videos to make to speak directly to that person. Then over time, we started getting people who said, I live in New York. I don't ever want to shovel my driveway again. I'm going to move to Savannah because you said it's so awesome. They're not in the military. I started getting seller leads. Hey, we want to sell our house. We're going to move to Florida. Will you come and list our house? You seem like you know more about the area than anyone else. So even though I was very specific in who I was trying to attract, I started getting other clients as well, which was perfectly fine with me. I'll take listings all day long, right? But I was being very specific in who I was talking to in my videos because it makes it easier for me to get found and it makes it easier for me to decide what to talk about in my videos.
Fascinating. So
Yeah.
the gold nugget I got from there is pick a niche and then it may evolve.
Right. If you start very specialized, it can go broader over time, but don't start broad and then try to niche down. It takes way too long and you just don't get any business doing it that way. So start with a very niche market first. Figure out who is my target audience? What would they want to know? What are their challenges? What are their struggles? Make content to appeal to that specific person. And if you get other people on top of that, that's awesome.
Okay, so a part of that search engine optimization secret is really knowing that niche and communicating. And then tell us more. What are some other insider info to get people to see videos? Because didn't you just coach a guy? I'm going to give you a shameless plug here. Your website is youtubeforagents.com. And didn't you just go ahead and help a gentleman? I want to say it was Montana, get like 1 million views in the first month or something?
Well, I wouldn't say that I helped him. He and I are Facebook friends. He is not one of my coaching students, but we've been talking about video for a long time, a couple of years. He follows my channel and he was doing a lot of things that I talk about all the time. So he made a video called The Truth About Moving to Montana, Things They Don't Tell You, or something like that. I'm probably getting the title wrong, but it was that sort of an idea. And it was at the beginning of COVID when people were in lockdown and a lot of people were like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm just going to go live off the grid and move to Montana of all places. So he did this video about living in Montana. It got 1 million views in 6 weeks. It was crazy. And now I think it's over 2 million views. So he's getting business left, right, and center from that one video. But now because that video performed so well, every video on his channel has been like raised up. And so they're all doing well. Yeah, he's got an amazing YouTube channel.
So what would you say if you were to coach someone who wanted to be like you and him to have 1 million views? What would be your secret sauce you share with people?
You got to do keyword research so that you know what people are Googling and what they want to learn about. So you've picked your specialty. Okay, my specialty is people who are moving to Savannah because they're in the military. They're going to be stationed at Hunter Army Airfield. What would they want to know? They're probably going to say things like, how do I know if I am eligible for a VA loan and what's the funding fee and how much does it cost and what's the down payment and all the typical VA questions. They're probably also going to want to know things like, where are the good neighborhoods? Where could I live where I'll have a commute that's maybe half an hour from the base, but I still get a lot of bang for my buck. Could I live by the beach? Are there alligators there? We get a ton of questions about alligators. You probably do too, since you're in Florida. They ask us about hurricanes and do you have to have flood insurance on your house? They're asking all these kinds of questions. I don't want to live in the city itself. I want to live in one of the suburbs. Where should I go? Do you want to have horse property? Do you want to live out in the country? Do you want to live right downtown and walk everywhere? Do you want to live by the beach? Do you want to live on deep water access and have a boat in your backyard on a lift and you just drop the boat into the river and off you go and do your thing and then come home at the end of the day in the boat? Like, what is the lifestyle that you envision for yourself? And then we can make videos giving you our guidance and our advice. So the thing that I like to use for doing that research is called Keywords Everywhere. It is a plugin for Chrome or Firefox, and it costs $10 for 100,000 search credits. And the reason it's so cool is that once you install this thing, you go to Google and you type in moving to Savannah, Georgia, and it says 480 people a month are typing that exact phrase into the search bar, and the competition is 25 on a scale of 1 to 100. So I consider 1 to 33 to be low, 33 to 66 is medium, 66 and above is high competition. I want it to be low competition, and the lower the better. So a score of 25 is pretty darn low. So what that tells me is that almost 500 people a month are searching moving to Savannah, Georgia, whether it's on Google or YouTube or Bing or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo or whatever. That many people are searching a month. And it would be pretty easy for me to rank at the top of the search results because there's not a ton of competition. So I'm going to go make a video about that particular topic, knowing that when somebody does the search, my video will show up in the search results. And back to why I love YouTube so much. Google owns YouTube. If you do that search on Google, my video shows up on page 1 of Google search results. So I can get it on Google and I can get it at the top of the search results on YouTube as well. And you get like twice the SEO love for one video that you made.
Chandra will show you how to value homes so that you win every listing, close more sales, and serve more grateful sellers in this unusual market. Mike shares the secrets of fix and flip investors. Investor sales will level out the ups and downs of traditional sales while creating a reliable and predictable stream of new listings. Have you ever lost a sale for your buyers because you were outbid or your sellers chose the wrong buyer contract? In this class, Chandra will provide you with the tools to close more sales and make more money. Thrive also has content-rich interviews like this one with the world-class real estate investor Mark Pellet. Check out the tips from top producers from the main menu.
Super cool. Okay, that's awesome. Now let's talk about a lot of people, what's holding them back from videos. And what do you think the top reasons are?
Oh, everybody has the same fears, right? We're afraid of being judged and found lacking. We're afraid of having somebody criticize our appearance. We're saying, you know, I got the gray hair, I got crow's feet, I got a pot belly, I gained all this weight during COVID, and I'm not interesting, I'm not funny, I'm an introvert. Nobody really wants to hear what I have to say. And what I tell them is, hey, listen, nobody hires a real estate agent because we are supermodels, because we are skinny and young and have perfect washboard abs. That's not why they hire us. They hire us because of what we can do for them. They have a very specific problem and a goal that they need help with, and they want the person who's going to be able to assist them. So when you stop thinking about like, oh, it's all about me and how I look on video, and you instead think about, how can I serve this person to the best of my ability? How can I help them? How can I make their life easier? How can I solve their problems? How can I help them with this huge financial goal that they have and move on to the next phase of their life? How can I do that and help them? It doesn't matter what I look like. It doesn't matter what my hair color is. It doesn't matter that I gained 10 pounds. Like, they don't care. Nobody has ever met me for the first time and said, wow, you look so much thinner on camera. Like, they don't say that kind of thing. They don't. And you know, if you said, oh my gosh, my hair looks so bad, or I have wrinkles. If somebody called you tomorrow and said, I got pre-approved for $1 million, I need to be under contract in the next 5 days, I want you to be my agent, are you going to say, I'm sorry, I really can't help you because like I desperately need to get a facelift. So I'm just going to stay in my house until that happens. Or tell you what, I'll show up with a bag over my head. Will that work for you? I mean, it's just silly. The more we say it out loud, the dumber it starts to become, right? And nobody cares. That is not why they're hiring us. They will, what's that Maya Angelou quote? People don't remember what you did. They remember how you made them feel. If you can help them and solve their problems and you're amazing, they're going to refer you all day long to their friends. And it's not because you weighed 110 pounds.
That's so true. Oh, that's so funny. By the way, your videos are really funny. Anyone listening
Thank you.
should definitely follow your channel. It's always entertaining. I always see what stood out to me out of all your videos is when you fell in front of the house, right?
That was awesome.
So
yep. That was a video. I have to just tell that story real fast. So I told
Yes.
my husband I wanted to do a parody, and I was going to say like, I'm a GRI and I've got this designation and that designation, and aren't I so important? And I'm going to pull in my luxury European SUV, and aren't you impressed by my fancy suit? And I said, as I'm saying all this stuff, when I get out of the car, I'm going to pretend to trip. So he's filming me with my iPhone. We don't have fancy cameras. We're just doing it with our phones. And I pretended to trip myself so well that I face planted in my driveway. My shoe flew off. Everything fell out of my purse. I was like, thank goodness I am not wearing a dress, because it would have been up over my head at this point. I full on wiped out, and he kept filming because he thought I did that on purpose. And then I didn't get up. And finally he said, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, that hurts so bad. My my shoulder hurt for a week, but he caught it all on film. So I left it in the video because I thought it was funny. That video got thousands of views. And I will tell you, every single person who hired me for like the next 12 months said, after I watched that video, I was like, that's our agent. Like, we've got to use her. Who would not? Right. And that's why they liked it. So it wasn't that I was just so darn funny. It's that I was not taking myself so seriously. I was not going, yes, I am so fancy and I'm wearing these expensive clothes and I drive up in my Mercedes and all that kind of stuff. I think they just liked that I was a little bit more down to earth, and that's what drew them to me. Now, the people that don't really have a sense of humor probably did not find that video funny at all, and they will never call me, and I'm perfectly okay with that because they're not my people.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not here to serve everyone, right? I
Yeah.
say when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one.
Yep.
And I really like how you said you just did it from your phone, because I think that's what's holding back some people
Mhm.
is I don't have fancy equipment. I don't know what kind of equipment. And I know YouTubeforagents.com, your website, you take people through the training and equipment, everything else. It doesn't have to be fancy.
No, it does not.
And just keep it real, right? Just
Yep.
keep it real. And I'm nowhere near as famous as Karin on video session there. And I have though attracted business through videos. So I have to say, people, reach out and feel like they already know you and they connect with you and that whole thing. And so yeah, so just I always say keep it simple, nothing fancy. People want real. They don't want the fake, the made up,
Yep.
anything like that. So
Yep. Just make sure that you hold your phone this way, not this way. That's the only thing I ask for YouTube using your phone. Just hold it horizontal, because you know what it's like. You go to YouTube and you start watching a video that was filmed vertically and it's got those two big black bars on each side. People don't like that at all. So hold your camera horizontally. It's perfectly acceptable to film that for a YouTube video.
So should you go out there and have someone hold it for you, or should you selfie stick yourself, or
I just have a tripod personally. You get yourself like a $20 tripod that has the clamp on the top that you put your phone in and it holds it like that. That's more than enough.
You don't want one to crash and fold on you.
Right. And I find if my husband is standing there filming me, I get much more self-conscious. So I typically just film in my office when nobody is here. Set my camera up on the tripod and I can do take after take after take, and there's no one here to judge me or make me feel nervous. And for me, it's just easier that way. But if you want somebody else to hold the camera for you, that's cool. It'll look really good too.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for that info. I bet your husband walks by sometimes and just sees yourself laughing at yourself, or you're having your own little party, right? Funny party.
Yeah, totally. He's like, wow, you think you're pretty darn funny, don't you? I'm like, I do. I crack myself up. I record these videos and some of the things that come out of my mouth are so stupid. I make myself laugh and then I just start over. So big deal. It's not live. If you make a mistake, if you say, I've said things before and it's like, oh, that would be a fair housing violation. Can't say that. Okay, start over. Nobody saw you say it because it was not a live video. You just don't use that part when you put the video all together. You just edit out the mistakes and you upload what's left over, and it's totally fine.
And what I like is you keep the video simple. It's funny when you said earlier, like all these designations, GRI and all this stuff, the everyday consumer doesn't know.
No, they have no idea.
Yeah.
Go out there and ask anybody, what is a CDP? What is a GRI? What is an ABR? They don't know.
They'd be like, huh?
Right.
Maybe they think it's medical terms. I don't know.
Maybe
It probably is the medical terms. I'm not sure. Okay. So we've spoke about why, look at YouTube, your
Mhm.
success, and the search engine optimization, your website. I gave a plug in there if anyone wants to go ahead and connect, and what can possibly go ahead and hold you back. So I know we could talk forever about so many more things. What do you believe is so important and vital for all of our, thrivers out there at thriverealestateeducation.com to know about, to be the next Karin?
Well, you got to get started, and your first 20 videos are going to be awful. We all were. Every single person who makes videos was terrible at the beginning. Any YouTube channel that you personally follow, you can click on videos and then you can sort oldest to newest. Go watch their oldest videos. I guarantee you they were terrible. They were not good at the beginning. There's no way to get over that except to just do it and get the practice so that you get better and better over time. Nobody just catapults to like fame. You got to do this over and over and over again until it feels like second nature and you can do it in your sleep and you're not nervous anymore. There's no stage fright. You're not tripping over your words because you've said it so many times. It's just, you can do it on autopilot. And then you start to find out, okay, next time I make a video, I want to do this really cool transition. And you Google it and you learn how to do it. And now in the next video, you can apply it. I remember I did a video once where I wanted to interview myself and I wanted to be two different characters. So it was about how to buy an REO listing. And I was the agent, but I was also the buyer who's like, what? I just want to buy a house for like pennies on the dollar. And so I was trying to be this totally ditzy buyer who, they just don't know. They watch too many late night infomercials and that's how they think that it works. It's like, well, when you're buying a house on the MLS, it's not really how it works. Let's talk about how it does work. And I wanted to figure out how would I split the screen so that it was me talking to me. And I didn't know how to do it. So I went to the University of YouTube where you can find anything you want to learn and said, I'm using Final Cut Pro. How do I do this? And I watched a bunch of tutorials and said, oh, okay, I can figure out how to do that. Back in the day, I was doing all of my own editing. Then when I got to the point where I was so busy, I just couldn't do that anymore. I hired a video editor, best thing I ever did. Now I just pay somebody else $25 or whatever it costs to go edit the video for me so that I get all that time back. And I can now be either meeting with more clients or I can be making more videos. Because I will tell you that this is the best time you will ever spend for lead generation. So I always compare it to door knocking. Let's say you're going to door knock your neighborhood. You want to become the go-to agent in your neighborhood. You go around, you knock on doors for 3 hours. How many people will you talk to in 3 hours? Maybe 5, because nobody answers their door to strangers anymore. But let's say that you talk to 5 people. And of those 5, how many were interested in possibly doing a real estate transaction? Let's say that you get lucky and it was 3. So you spent 3 hours and you had 3 conversations. Then you get in your car and you drive away. That's it. You're done. There is no more lead generation going on ever. So it is a 1-for-1 return on investment. Like 1 hour, 1 hour, that's it. We're talking one person at a time. But you make a video and you spend the same 3 hours, but it could bring you leads next week, next month, next year, years from now. People watch it while you're sleeping. I wake up in the morning and I have leads in my inbox every single day from people that watched videos overnight. Now, you don't do any lead capture from YouTube itself. So you have to film these videos and think, okay, what would my call to action be? What do I want them to do? Most of the time, I want them to watch another video because the more FaceTime I get with them, the more they feel like they know, like, and trust me. But eventually I will drive them to my website and say, go get this free resource that I've got for you. It's a checklist, it's an ebook, it's a guide, it's something. And I send them to my website. When they opt in to get it, they put in their name, their email, their phone number, how soon are you looking to move? And then it goes into my CRM. It starts the whole automated follow-up process. But I get that magic text message that says, ding, 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 you have a new lead. And I've got all of this person's contact information. So I am very conscientiously trying to think, what is the call to action in this video? How can I get them to engage with me and give me their contact information? And the cool part about video is that they give you real, legit contact information the majority of the time because you've earned their trust at this point. They have watched all your videos. They feel like they know you. You're not being super salesy. It's not a commercial. It's not a commercial of, look at me and how awesome I am. And I am such a fabulous real estate agent. And I listed this house and I got 17 multiple offers and it sold for $50,000 over the asking price. Can we all take a moment to appreciate how fantastic a job I just did? Thank you very much. That's not what your videos are. Like, I'm being super sarcastic. I hope that comes across. This is not what your videos on YouTube are about.
Yes.
Right. You're making the video, answering their question. You're trying to be entertaining as well and show your personality, but it's an educational video. And then when they opt in on your website, they give you their real email address. They give you their real phone number because they want to talk to you. And when you call them and say, hey, this is Karen, I saw that you downloaded my, I don't know, relocation guide. Are you thinking about moving to Savannah? They say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to you. You're famous. Oh my gosh, I've watched all of your videos. This is so exciting. Let me go get my husband. Hold on, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. And they act like I'm doing them this huge favor by calling them because they filled out a form on my website. And then when they say, so are you taking new clients right now? What do I have to do to get you to represent me? And you're kind of like, get pre-approved, sign the exclusive buyer brokerage agreement. Like, that's it. I don't have a lot of requirements. And then they get all excited and they tell their friends that they're working with a celebrity. It's really hilarious that they even think that that's it, but that's what they think. They think that you're some sort of $1 million listing, selling sunset type celebrity because you have this little tiny YouTube channel, and it makes them feel special that they get to work with you. They're the best clients I have ever had in the 15 years that I've been in real estate.
I totally agree. I haven't had it probably near as much as you. I've had it a couple of times, and people ask autograph. Seriously, I'm like autograph?
Isn't that crazy? Yes. They're
Really?
like, will you autograph this? And you go, because I made a video about what is escrow. I know.
I signed them like, this is just, I don't know. Anyhow, interesting times, right? Interesting times. Love our fans. We love all our fans. We love all of you. So if we ever see you, Karen and I, we better be prepared to sign something, right? Better be prepared. Okay. You gave us so much valuable information here. And any one last tip you want to give to all of our Thrivers before we end today's session of information?
Don't overthink it. Just do it. Figure out who you want to work with the most. What would they want to know? And then make a video answering that question. Just be helpful. Don't focus too much on what you look like or how fancy the video is. Just give from the heart. Expect nothing in return, and you'll get all kinds of stuff in return over time. Just the sooner you start, the sooner you'll start getting business from it.
Cool. Awesome, Karen. Okay. Thank you so much for all this wonderful information. Thank you to all our Thrivers. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe, share with all your friends, and keep on rocking it. Have an amazing wow day.
Visit thriverealestateeducation.com for free video CE. You really can't go wrong. 24/7, 365. Do your CE right online.